Hello everyone and welcome to the first video on my channel, or Unedited Episode 1. You might be wondering, what is Unedited? Well, Unedited is basically how it sounds like. This whole series is not going to be edited, so you're going to be able to see everything I do, and I'm going to be able to talk through all my work. So it kind of feels like you guys are in my world helping me. And also, if you guys have any suggestions, you could put it in the comments. So it's kind of a duo base. So, as you can tell, I've already played on this world a little. I've been playing on it since 1.17 came out. So I've gotten a lot of work done, but there's still so much more I need to do, and I have so many good plans. So in today's episode, we're just going to give a little bit of a tour and then plan out what we're going to be doing next. Before we get started, I just want to say that I am using a texture pack, which is Flip's texture pack. It's not out for download for everyone. You have to be subscribed to his Twitch, or support him on Patreon. But you still can. But I'm still going to put the link to his channel in the description if you want to get it. Also, we're using a few data packs from Vanilla Tweaks. We're using the Almost Ant data pack so I can do really nice things like this. We're using the combine and decombine blocks, so you could turn like slabs back into the blocks. Useful if you make too many of something. And then also the teleport. So, let's just do a full example. The teleport / trigger home. I set this as my home, so I'm always going to teleport back to here when I do trigger home. But if I do / trigger back, I'll teleport here. So, here because I just teleported to there. So that's interesting. I'm not going to use it everywhere, but just if we get really far out, we'll be able to come back quickly. So I think that's it. Oh, one more thing. The only thing that was going to be edited might be some cuts in the episode. That's just because I might have to do something or something went wrong, but I'm not going to move in the game in the middle of an episode. So everything's still all good. Now, I think it's time to get ready. So let's fly over to the windmill to start off. To start off, we're going to go to my house. The whole thing's a village, and my house is in the sewer system. So if we drop down to here, we'll be able to see the sewer system that I used some candles and the almost stands. And I'm really proud of how this turned out. I'm not done with it yet. None of these things I'm done with. I still have a lot more work to do. But here's the map of my area. So we have the library. We have the library right here. We have the fields and the bees over there. We have the stonemasons or the iron traders over here. Crop villagers over here. Chemists or the people that use the brewing stands over here. A town hall, and then this little bridge over to where the other villagers are going to be. So that's just a little map I have. And all around here I have little corridors for like a dripstone farm. And here's where I store all my items. And it's all still messy right now because I'm not done. So here's mob drops, nethers. Over here is vegetation. And then also if we go further down here, we can see this little room. There's not really any purpose of this room. I just made it because I thought it would look nice, and it does. So also, if I was planning on doing something near the spruce area, but I now don't know if I'm going to use it. So I have this little corridor down here that's all decorated somewhat, all the way down, and that's the spruce biome. So if I want to use the spruce biome, I have a way to get there easily. But if we come back out here, we have a little secret room that's our enchanting setup. Oh yeah, Also, I'm playing on a server, but all of us are playing like it's single player. So, I'm not going to be using any of those things. So just if you see someone joining or leaving or getting an achievement, that's okay. There's some other people on the server. If we come down here, we see our enchanting setup. It's pretty basic. I didn't want to go too big. So we just have some flowers, anvil, with some moss carpet so no mobs can spawn. And I think it looks very nice. But if we come up here, that's basically it for the sewer system. But there's a lot of things on top of the ground. So if we hop back up and take a stop right here, we have a zombie to purify all the villagers. It kind of seems wrong that I'm killing the villagers, then re-curing them just to get better deals. But that's what I'm doing. So, I will show you the villagers. They come down here. I get them, move them over there, and then bring them up to the village. Oh, it's nighttime. I thought I saw a creeper in there. So here's all my villagers. Oh, one of your monsters. Can you sleep? So, here's all the villagers. I just bring them down. Lower them. Oh, lower them down. And then they get purified by the zombie. We're going to go back down to the sewer so we can sleep because my whole base is not lit up right now. I'm just started walking on that, as you can see with all these dots. But I do have a bed down here, which is going to be my main bed. So, I think it's time to get out of the sewers. And that they show the big part of my village. Up here, there's pathways leading to everything. Or song to lead to everything. Up here we have the library, so I wrote book. Because library was too long. So here's where I keep all my librarian villagers. I have not finished stocking up all of them, but I'm going to finish it someday. I'm not in need of any books right now because I've basically gotten everything to max. But if we keep on coming over here, we have a wheat field. This is how I transfer the villagers. But we have a wheat field that I want to make more fields, but I haven't gone to it. So, wheat field and the taller wheat is from Flip's texture pack. And then we have some custom trees. I've been practicing my terraforming. And then over here, we have our bees. So I made this little greenhouse. And I have to add 2 more beehives, but it's really good for being able to get enough to wax my coppers and make candles. So that's pretty nice, nothing too big. And yeah, if we come over here, we have a little structure. Don't know why I made it, but it looks good. And then we have 3 other custom trees. Over there's the camp that we started at. And then if we come here, we have this man-made mountain. And I really like how it turned out. I might make a peak at the top, but I think the flat looks pretty nice too. So if we come in here, we have all of our iron trading villagers, and they all have the best deals. So that's nice. In this floor, I have to wax and oxidize it so it can be a nice gradient. So if we come over here, I made this big hole. And this hole, I really didn't know what I wanted to put in it. So that's the room I showed you guys first. And then there was a sugarcane farm. So that's supplying me with my rockets. So now if we can just hop back up. Nope. We can hop back to here. We can go back on the trail. And go all the way over to the town hall. So here's the town hall. I'm really happy with how this turned out, and I've been using a lot of diorite in my build, so yeah. Over here is where we keep all of our goodies. So we have a ton of different chests, and also a lot of it stored in blocks here for decoration. And then we just have some furnaces there because my base is still messy. So if we come over here on this side, we have our little farmer villagers area. So we have some plants, and then behind here we have farmer villagers. I did have farmer villagers, but now they're gone. Well, we're gonna have to get more farmer villagers, but there was farmer villagers back there. Now over here we have axolotls, which I did have like 14 of them. But they've also died off, so I don't know if I'm not taking care of them good, but yeah. And then here we have a custom tree, and I got this idea from Gemini Tay on Hermitcraft. I'll put a link to her in the description also, but she's an amazing builder, and she made a tree with a swing on it in Hermitcraft, so I decided to do it, or do my own version of it. So I really like how it turned out. But if we come over here, I'm just flying to make it go quicker, but there's pathways to it. If we come over here, there's a few villager houses and there's nothing in it. Just blocks to block you off from going in. But then in here, there's a laboratory. So if we come in, we see a little, this reminds me of ice, or like a ice igloo. But this is where we're gonna put the brewing stand villagers. I forgot their names. Brewers. Let's just call them chemists, scientists, something. And then down here, we have a little area for the science to be done. I have to fill out this room. Right now it's very plain. But I didn't know what to put in it, so maybe some warped nylium? But, I'm gonna have to do more looking at it. I really just did this. Well, now we have to repair this. Okay, boom, 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 boom. Okay, so now that that's repaired, we can come up. Ugh. Okay, we can come up and then see the rest of the village. So the rest of the village is over here. We have this pathway going into these flower beds, which I really like how they turned out. Again, going with that granite or red feel. And then I would have done this white, but I feel like the gray kind of goes into this old rustic tone down. So I feel like that goes good. You can kind of tell my color scheme, red and white. But if you come over here, on the bridge, you get to this little toned down house. Now this is where all the villagers that I don't have in a place in the village go. So in here it's just really basic, but we have room for 6 villagers and a little area and just back here that we might put some barrels back here for some extra storage. And now I'm stuck. Now I'm really stuck. Why did I come back here? Can I come out? No, none of the fireworks are working. Uh-oh, I don't have any endo pearls on me. Am I really stuck? Am I really stuck? I'm stuck. Okay, let's do trigger home to get back out of there. But that's the area over there. And this whole thing was an island except for over here. So I decided to make a man-made river so we can make it an actual island. I still have to do terraforming over here and terraforming in the river. But it is getting done. It's gonna be a slow process. But that's pretty much it. Oh, I also wanted to show the nether because I have my creeper foam in there. So if we come over here, I just filled out ruin portal. Have to make a bell room. Ooh, this might be able to go in the lavatory. Good ideas, good ideas. Now if we come in here, this is my portal. We have a connection down to ancient debris level over there in the nether fortress. But over here, we go down and we have my creeper foam. So I have a ton of gunpowder. It just goes when I'm walking on my base. So pretty good. There's also an AFK spot that gets you a little bit better rates. But if we go home just to go quicker, we can see that this is kind of done. I have to do some more terraforming, but kind of done. So I was thinking I could make stuff on the outskirts. But what can I make on the outskirts? And the first thing you think of is fantasy islands. Not actually the first thing you think of, but that's the first thing that I thought of. But fantasy islands. Fantasy islands, they're high, they are fantasy, and they must have something connecting them. So, I have a few blocks to do some testing. Wait, I need a crafting table. Let's go pick up a crafting table and then we could do some little bit of building. And this is just to get an idea and show you guys what my plan is to go on. So, we need this fantasy island to be high enough that it looks like a floating island. But we need it to be low enough that you can see it from the village. So is this enough? I think this might be enough to start putting in some walls. And as you can see, I'm not using grass. These fantasy islands are going to be more like I feel like the warped really goes well with fantasy islands and just fantasy in general. So I feel like it's just a perfect thing to do a nether build. I haven't done any nether builds or any builds with the new nether blocks since 1.16 actually came out, which has been a long time. So if I just try and make some sort of island shape, and then I just build on top of it with this now. We also want some sort of a gradient, but so we might just do some random. But the more we go up, we can extend it out and then make enough room for things to actually be built on it. I might want enough room to make like a tree and a small building. But that's pretty much it. So it doesn't need to be huge, but just big enough. So let's see how it's looking right now. I think pretty good for just a first look at it. And this might totally change. I haven't done any testing, but I think if we just make it one little tiny bit bigger, we can get it to work. So to make it bigger, I just build on top of it, and then I can build out from it and see where it looks good. So we might want to do boom, like some of that. And then we want to make it also wider. So there's enough room to make like a building or a bridge or something. And I want all of these islands to be connected. So if I do this, we can use bone meal to extend on it. That's how you do it. So just to make this whole look fancy, we can extend all of this. Wow, that took up a lot of bone meal. But yeah, I want to destroy all of this. Okay, so we now have what we need, which was that blue mushroom. I was thinking we could have this blue mushroom over here and grow it like this. And I think some of them might have a custom tree, but this one isn't. So we have that, and we can also add around these warped things to make it look a little bit more fantasy. And let's just add a torch so no mobs spawn up here. Now, for the building, I'm gonna have to make a building style or a building palette that I like for this. But wow, that's looking nice. So if I just do a flyby and do some things to make it look a little bit better, I think this actually looks really nice. As I said, I'm gonna have to make a building style, so it's all good. But I think this is a really good idea to extend all around. And some islands might be bigger than this, some might be smaller. I think this might be the smallest. But that looks really nice to be extended all around at different heights. Maybe we could do some chains at the bottom and some soul lanterns. That could look nice. But that's gonna look really good. So this video is going to be finished a little bit shorter than usual, but that's just because it's really just a tour and thinking about what we're doing next. My videos are going to be planned to be 45 minutes to an hour long, and that's pretty much it. I'm really excited for all the plans we have, and I think I'm going to be starting to film the next episode like shortly after I finish this one. So I hope everyone loved this episode and they're going to love the series. And as I said, it's my first video, so it would really give me motivation if you guys like or comment your ideas or subscribe even, just so I can know that you guys are excited for the series. So thank you all again for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. And